Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Chemistry Basics. Today we are going to see carboxylic acids part 2, that is preparations and reactions of carboxylic acid. If you are visiting this channel first time, so subscribe my channel and press the bell icon button so you'll get the notification of the next video, and if you like the video please share. Let's start the preparation of carboxylic acids. So first method, from esters. So by acidic or alkaline hydrolysis. So esters can be hydrolyzed in presence of acidic or basic medium to form carboxylic acid, and side product is alcohol. Now let's see how this reaction is occurred, mechanistic part of this particular reaction. So mechanism in acidic medium. So how the reaction is going. So the ester molecule. So in acidic medium, oxygen of carbonyl group gets first protonated to form this cation. Now as oxygen gets the positive charge, it withdraws the electron from the carbon. So carbon becomes electron deficient and it can be easily attacked by water molecule, though it is a weak nucleophile. And you are getting at this species. Now the proton will be lost to form a geminal diol here with a alkoxy group. In next step, that alkoxy group will get protonated and converted into a good living group, and when it will be lost, you are getting this particular species in which carbon oxygen double bond is formed. So here is the push from this electron pair, and this particular good living group will be removed. So this is the driving force behind the this particular detachment of this ROH group. And finally the proton will be lost from this particular species. You are getting a carboxylic acid. So in this way you can easily get the carboxylic acid by simple hydrolysis of ester in acidic medium. So this is the mechanism of ester hydrolysis in acidic medium. Now let's see the same in alkaline medium. So first the ester molecule, says the carbonyl carbon is there, oxygen is electron withdrawing, definitely this carbonyl carbon is electron deficient, and now OH minus, it's a strong nucleophile, it will attacks on the carbonyl carbon. So this pi bond will opens and you are getting this alkoxide ion. Now here when this negative charge revert back, as carbon oxygen double bond is a strong bond, so this O minus will revert back and this OR minus will be removed. So alkoxide ion will be removed as it is a good living group, we can say, and this alkoxide ion further abstract the proton from the solvent and you are getting the alcohol. So in this way in alkaline medium also you will get the carboxylic acid and alcohol as a side product. So in this way you can easily do the ester hydrolysis in both mediums. Let's say the second method, by oxidation of primary alcohols. So primary alcohols can be oxidized by different oxidizing agents like KMnO4, by potassium dichromate and chromium trioxide in acidic medium. So last to this potassium dichromate and chromium trioxide, here we are using the acidic medium. So in acidic medium usually there is a formation of small amount of ester, and therefore KMnO4 in alkaline or neutral medium will be the preferred reagent for the oxidation of primary alcohols. So let's see the different reactions. Here is the general reaction. The primary alcohol, if you are reacting with the KMnO4, there is a formation of potassium salt of carboxylic acid plus KOH, and manganese dioxide will be formed. And this potassium carboxylate further on acidification form carboxylic acid. So this reaction usually proceed through intermediate aldehyde. So primary alcohol on first oxidation form a aldehyde, and as aldehyde is more sensitive towards the oxidation reaction, it will converted to carboxylic acid. So it is a stepwise reaction. So alcohol will be oxidized to aldehydes and aldehydes will be oxidized to carboxylic acids. So these are just some examples in which alcohol is converted into a carboxylic acid. So here's the ethyl alcohol. First it will be oxidized to acetaldehyde and then it will be converted to acetic acid. If you have a propyl alcohol, on oxidation with KMnO4 forms the propanaldehyde, which on further oxidation forms propanoic acid. So if you are taking some aromatic side chains, so you'll get here, so this is the benzyl alcohol. Benzyl alcohol on oxidation forms a benzaldehyde and benzaldehyde further converted into benzoic acid by oxidation. So these are the examples of oxidation. Let's see the third method, by hydrolysis of nitriles or cyanides. So here is the cyanide which can be hydrolyzed in both medium, either acidic or basic, to form a carboxylic acid. Let's see the mechanism how the reaction is going. So here is the cyanide or nitrile. So as carbon is attached to nitrogen, nitrogen is more electronegative atom. So definitely it withdraws the electrons from the carbon, making carbon more electrophilic or electron deficient, and therefore water can easily attack that cyanide carbon. So as this lone pair attacks on the carbon, this triple bond is now open. So one of the pi bond will be opened and that will picks up the proton from the solvent or acidic medium, and you are getting at this particular species in which imine bond is attached to hydroxyl, and this particular compound will undergo tautomerism. So just this particular lone pair comes here with the formation of double bond, and at this pi bond opens, it will picks up this proton of the hydroxyl group. So hydroxyl, from this particular hydroxyl group, proton is lost and it will be recovered on nitrogen here. So you will get amide compound. So RCONH2, this is the function of amide. And this amide then further hydrolyzed by water. So here is the CONH2 bond is breaking by water molecule, and you will get the carboxylic acid and ammonia gas is evolved in this reaction. So this is the simple hydrolysis of cyanide or nitrile. These are just some other examples. If you have a benzonitrile, so benzonitrile can be hydrolyzed to benzoic acid, and if you have a phenylacetonitrile, it can be hydrolyzed to alpha phenyl acetic acid. So just cyanide group is converted into a carboxylic acid group. So cyanide group is converted into a carboxylic acid group. So you have to just remember that. Next reaction is by carbonation of Grignard reagent. So carbonation of Grignard reagent is also one of the important reaction. So let's see how that carboxylic acids are formed in this reaction. So Grignard reagent first react with a dry ice in presence of solvent dry ether at 0 degrees Celsius to form the magnesium salt of acid. So simply this, in carbon dioxide, carbon is more electron deficient. In Grignard reagent, alkyl part is nucleophilic. So it will attacks on this carbonyl carbon, and this pi bond will opens, and this will having the counterpart MgX, and you are getting this magnesium salt of acid. This magnesium salt further hydrolyzed in acidic medium to form a carboxylic acid. So simply that OMgX bond is breaking, so hydrogen will attach to oxygen and MgX2 will be removed as a side product, and you are getting a carboxylic acid. We are taking the example, the methyl magnesium bromide on reaction with the dry ice in presence of dry ether form the magnesium salt of acetic acid, which further hydrolyzed by hydrobromic acid to form a carboxylic acid, that is the acetic acid here. So here is the name, it's acetic acid. Next, here the aromatic carboxylic acids also by using the same reaction. So here we have taken the para-ethyl phenyl magnesium bromide, which on reaction with the dry ice form a intermediate magnesium salt of carboxylic acid, and which further hydrolyzed to form para-ethyl benzoic acid. So we can get the aromatic acids also by the same reaction. Next is by oxidation of alkyl benzenes. Alkyl benzenes also oxidized to form a carboxylic acid by using this very important reagent. So that's the first, potassium permanganate in neutral medium, then potassium dichromate in presence of dilute H2SO4 and vanadium pentoxide. So if you are taking the toluene, so it will be oxidized either by KMnO4 or K2Cr2O7 in presence of dilute H2SO4. So the methyl group is converted into a benzoic acid. So that side chain is converted into a benzoic acid. So CH3 is converted into a COOH. So toluene is converted into a benzoic acid. If we have paranitrotoluene, and if it is oxidized by using KMnO4, so this CH3 is converted into a COOH and you will get the para-nitrobenzoic acid. So vanadium pentoxide is also another one good reagent, so that will be oxidized both methyl groups to form a phthalic acid. So in this way you can easily convert the alkyl benzenes into a carboxylic acid or aromatic carboxylic acids. Now let's see the next reaction, that's the Kolb synthesis. So Kolb synthesis is a special method for the preparation of phenolic acids. So in this reaction you have to react carbon dioxide with sodium salt of phenol, that's the sodium phenoxide, at 125 degrees Celsius. It requires atmospheric pressure near about 4 to 7 atmosphere, and it will be converted into a sodium salt of salicylic acid, which on further acidification forms a salicylic acid. So this is one of the very good reaction or very good synthesis for the preparation of phenolic acids. Now let's see reactions of carboxylic acids. So first reaction is acidity. So obviously carboxylic acid's name itself says it's acid, so it will show the acidic nature, but carboxylic acids are much weaker acids than mineral acids like HCl, H2SO4, HNO3. These are the mineral acids. So carboxylic acids are much weaker acid than that mineral acids, but carboxylic acids are stronger acids than alcohols and water. So these carboxylic acids can easily form stable salts with alkalis. You can react this carboxylic acid with bases to form the stable salts. And one more reaction, if you are reacting this carboxylic acids with the metals like a zinc, there will be the evolution of hydrogen gas. These are some examples of the acidity reaction that is shown by the carboxylic acid. So here is the acid. We have taken acetic acid. When reacted with a sodium hydroxide forms a sodium salt of acetic acid, that is sodium acetate, and water is formed. So this is a neutralization reaction. So acid and base reacts with each other to form salt and water. Next reaction is acetic acid on reaction with the zinc metal. There is a formation of zinc acetate and hydrogen gas is evolved here. Similarly, if you are taking the benzoic acid and if you are reacting with a sodium bicarbonate, that's the weak base, but still it is able to pick up that proton and it convert this benzoic acid into a sodium benzoate. Carbon dioxide will be evolved, water will be the side product. Okay, so in this way you can easily convert this carboxylic acids into a salts of corresponding carboxylic acids. Okay, now let's second reaction, formation of acid halides. Carboxylic acids react with either PCl5 or PCl3 or thionyl chloride to form corresponding acid halides. So any one of these reagent you can use, you can easily convert this carboxylic acid into acid chlorides or acid halides. Let's see some examples. So if you are taking the PCl3, it will react with the 3 moles of carboxylic acid. So here we have taken acetic acid. So it is converted into a acetyl chloride and the side product will be the H3PO4. If you are using PCl5, so only 1 mole will react with the PCl5 to form the benzoyl chloride here, as we have taken the benzoic acid, and the side products will be phosphorus oxychloride and HCl. If you are taking the thionyl chloride, it requires solvent pyridine and you have to reflux it. So stearic acid will be converted into stearoyl chloride and side product will be the HCl. So in this way you can easily convert the carboxylic acids into acid halides. Next reaction is the formation of amides. So carboxylic acids can be converted into amides by converting first carboxylic acid into acid chlorides, and then acid chloride you have to react with the ammonia to form the corresponding amides there. So simple reaction. So acid, use SOCl2 first, you will get the acid chloride and then just react with the ammonia. So HCl will be removed and you will get the amide. So if you are taking the acetic acid, you will get the acetyl chloride by reacting with thionyl chloride, which further react with the ammonia to form acetamide. If you are taking the aromatic carboxylic acid, that's the benzoic acid, you will get the benzoyl chloride is the intermediate, which further react with the ammonia to form the benzamide. So in this way, you can convert carboxylic acids into a corresponding amides. Formation of esters. So carboxylic acids can be easily converted into esters by reacting with alcohols in presence of dehydrating agent like concentrated H2SO4 or dry HCl. Sometimes you can use alumina also. So simply OH from the carboxylic acid and H from the alcohol, it is eliminated as a water molecule and you will get the product ester. If you are reacting acetic acid with ethanol, so you will get the product ethyl acetate. Simple OET group will join to this carbonyl and water molecule is eliminated. Let's see another way to form the esters from carboxylic acid. So through intermediate acid chlorides. So first convert acids into acid chloride by reacting with thionyl chloride. So as this acid chloride now becomes more reactive as compared to carboxylic acid, now it will be easily react with the alcohols by increasing the rate of reaction. So here simple HCl molecule is eliminated with this HCl and this OR dash group will join to carbonyl to form ester as a final product. If we have taken a benzoic acid, it can be converted to benzoyl chloride by using thionyl chloride, and this benzoyl chloride then reacted with the ethanol to form ethyl benzoate as a product. So in this way we can easily convert carboxylic acids into esters through acid chloride intermediate. Next reaction is formation of acid anhydrides. So for this you have to just heat carboxylic acids in presence of dehydrating agents like concentrated H2SO4 or alumina or phosphorus pentoxide. So phosphorus pentoxide is also a dehydrating agent. So here simply 2 moles of carboxylic acid is a monocarboxylic acid. So that's why we have taken here 2 moles of carboxylic acid. So water molecule is eliminated and you'll get here acetic anhydride. So these are the monocarboxylic acids. So if you have a dicarboxylic acid, only one molecule is sufficient to get the anhydride. So as this dicarboxylic acid, both carboxylic groups are present ortho to each other and therefore this dehydration becomes feasible and you will get the phthalic anhydride. But if these carboxylic groups will be present at meta to each other or para to each other, then that formation of anhydride becomes difficult. But in case of phthalic acid, it will be easily dehydrated and you will get the phthalic anhydride. Next and very important reaction is the Hale-Hollard-Jelinski reaction. This is the halogenation reaction. So now in this reaction, you have to take carboxylic acid, which should have alpha hydrogen atom, and that you have to react with halogens like bromine or chlorine in presence of small amount of red phosphorus will form alpha substituted halogen acids. So final product is the alpha substituted halogen acid. So here we have taken the acetic acid. We have to react with the chlorine in presence of red phosphorus. So alpha hydrogen, one of the alpha hydrogen here, it is replaced by chlorine or substituted by chlorine if I am taking the one chlorine atom. So still here there is two alpha hydrogens are remaining. So further reaction will go. So it will not stop at this monohalo state. So reaction will go to the dihalo state. So second hydrogen is also going to be replaced. Similarly, third hydrogen is also going to be replaced here, and you will get the trichloroacetic acid as the final product. Similarly, if you are taking the propanoic acid, now here two alpha hydrogens are present. So both hydrogens are going to be substituted here, and you will get the alpha alpha dash dibromopropanoic acid. So whatever alpha hydrogens are present there, they are going to substitute it. If you are controlling the concentration of halogen, then you can stop the reaction either at monohalo stage or dihalo stage. So depending on what type of product you want, so you can control the quantity or control the concentration of halogens, and you will get the desired substituted product. Let's see the application of Hale-Hollard-Jelinski reaction. So first application, preparation of alpha amino acids. So this alpha halogenated acid, so here it is the alpha bromopropanoic acid or 2-bromopropanoic acid. So you have to just react with the ammonia, excess ammonia you require. So this bromine will be substituted by ammonia group or the amide group. So you will get here 2-aminopropanoic acid. So in this way we can easily prepare the alpha amino acid, and hence Hale-Hollard-Jelinski reaction is a very versatile or important reaction. Second application, preparation of alpha beta unsaturated acid. So if you have a alpha halo carboxylic acid and reacting with the alcoholic KOH, so elimination reaction takes place to form a carbon-carbon double bond here. So you'll get this carboxylate ion, which on acidification definitely gives you alpha beta unsaturated carboxylic acid. So depending on this which reagent you are using here, you will get that corresponding products. If you are using the alcoholic KOH, you will get the alpha beta unsaturated acid. If you are using the ammonia, you will get the alpha amino acids. So these are the applications of Hale-Hollard-Jelinski reaction. Now last reaction of carboxylic acids is ring substitution. So ring substitute, that's a definitely aromatic electrophilic substitution reaction. So here we have taken the benzoic acid and this nitrating mixture. We have taken concentrated KNO3 and H2SO4. Sometimes you can use HNO3 and H2SO4. So that can be used for nitrating purpose. So benzoic acid, here COOH group is showing minus R effect. It withdraws the electron from the benzene ring, and therefore this aromatic system becomes deactivated. And when deactivated system is there, it will undergo electrophilic substitution at meta position, because electron density at ortho and para is decreases, and therefore incoming electrophile will attach at meta position, and hence you will get the meta nitrobenzoic acid as a product. So always remember that COOH group shows minus R effect, deactivates the ring, and therefore you will get the meta substituted product. So in this way, we have seen all the reactions of carboxylic acids. If you like this video, please subscribe the channel, press the bell icon button so you'll get the notification of the next video. Share this video if you really like it, and if you have any questions, you can comment in comment box. Thank you very much.